Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. Today, we're going to talk about the value ladder and how it pertains to your online marketing efforts. Really, really important stuff, y'all. So, if you're not driving, take notes. If you're driving, bookmark this episode, and because you're going to want to come back and listen to this. I heard this term value ladder, I think, from Russell Brunson. I think that was the first time I heard it. His book, Marketing, Expert Secrets. He talks about the perfect webinar, and he mentions the value ladder. However, as a concept, I mean, it's kind of been floating around for a little while. Randy Gage talks about the ladder of escalation, right, in terms of network marketing. So as a concept, it's basically this. We take our prospects or audience through this ever escalating ladder of value, right? Each rung of that ladder is an increased value that you're offering. And so, as the prospects, as your audience goes through those, whatever value they perceive, if it's higher than where they are now, they're going to opt into that next rung with the eventuality that at the top of that ladder is your offering, is your pitch. And then that leads to a sale, that leads to a better conversion rate because they've opted in every step of the way, right? It's a wonderful principle and a big aha moment for me as I've been putting together the framework, right? I've been putting together this guide. I know I've been talking about it, but it's imminent. It's really close. So yeah. I don't have a hard target yet, but it's coming along really well. And I'm glad I haven't released it yet, actually, because this concept of the value ladder was a crucial part of it, right? Like this was a key part that the rest of the guide would not have made any sense without. So I'm glad I waited. So here's what it looks like. Here's what the value ladder could look like. And let's just talk about social media because, we're all on social media. And this one topic, this one episode can help you make your social media efforts that much more effective. So we post on social media, right? And the main goal of posting on social media, number one, is to attract an audience, to attract and build an audience, and number two, to continue serving that audience. And so we do this with free content. Hopefully that content has value so that, again, it attracts more people and it continues to serve the existing audience that you have. And that value can come in many forms, whether it's entertainment, like social media is a lot for entertainment, especially here in the West. But it can go beyond that, right? You can educate your audience with the content that you post online on these social feeds. And so, you're building that out, right? And I think the mistake that we have in network marketing is that we think that that's it. That's the end of the marketing. And then just building the audience and having those eyes, now we can start posting our products and services. Not going to work. Okay, so I'm not going to say that. Let me backtrack. Yeah, it might work. But I've said this in the past, I believe the conversion rates will be very low, right? Because it's just not there, right? Like they're not high enough on that value ladder for you to be able to convert at a high percentage rate, right? You want to take them from that platform to another rung on that ladder. So you do a call to action, and you want to do a call to action pretty regularly. That call to action can be to something like a newsletter or to something more longer form where they can get to know you a little bit more, like a video on YouTube or like this podcast. That provides more value than just a 30-second clip on Instagram, right? So again, it takes them higher on that value ladder, and they're opting into it. You put the call to action, come join me on the podcast for more, right? And they'll join you on your podcast, or come check out my YouTube channel where you can find more value. They'll find you on YouTube. So they're opting in, they're self-selecting themselves into those higher value propositions. The next value, the next rung, of course, is more value. Invite them to a call of action of joining your email list. Or, one of the call to actions that I have right now is joining our Facebook community, because I'm giving more value in the Facebook community than I am here outside of the show. I'm presenting content there that I'm not presenting content that I'm not presenting here on the podcast. So that's higher value. Come join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/path of the network marketer. Another rung on the value ladder. And again, so you're going to keep taking them up this value ladder. And what happens is not only are you providing more value, but this value ladder is actually also a relationship ladder, right? It's a get to know you ladder. It's a rapport ladder, because with each ladder, you're not only serving them more, but they're getting to know you more. They're getting to like you more. They're getting to trust you more. So by the time they get to that top rung where you're making the offering, where you're pitching your products or services because you recommend this, you already have that high level of influence, right? And so your conversion rates are going to be through the roof. That's all this is. It's really a ladder of influence that you're building. Along that ladder, you're going to increase the value, but you're also going to develop more rapport and solidify that relationship with you as the authority. So that's how important this is, y'all. That's how important this is. This is a key piece of the framework. So yeah. I'm going to talk more about the framework very, very soon. I'll also have the guide ready very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Until then, make sure you come join our community. I'll leave the link in the show notes of this episode. But value ladder. I mean, just think about what you're doing online right now, your social media, your online marketing, whether it's long form or short form, and start creating a value ladder in terms of your own framework and your own online strategies. And that'll make everything that you're doing online much more effective. So that's going to do it for today's episode. More to come from me tomorrow. Until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.